Hello everybody, it's me, it's Boy Jimmy, and today we're counting down another top 10 maps I want to see in the Booster Course Pass. This is kind of a sequel to a video I did last month of the top 10 tracks I want to see in the Booster Course Pass. So if there's a track you love that's on this list, maybe check out that video, link in the description below. Anyway, number 10 is going to be Toad's Factory. This map's a classic, and it's chaotic, and it's intense, and I really just want to see it again in Mario Kart 8. I also love how unique this setting is. You're in a factory. It's a unique map, and it's one that takes its premise and does a lot with it. I love the beginning when you have to avoid these things stomping down at you, which can be kind of intense as you try to get an item box. The section where you have to get an item box while not falling off the edge as these conveyor belts push you. But my favorite part would have to be the ending, which is honestly kind of evil. You have to try to get speed boost while they're disappearing and not go in the dirt since it slows you down, but it's kind of inevitable that at least on one of the laps you are gonna be slowed down by the dirt. Number 9 is Peach Gardens. I don't know if I'm alone on this one, but this is a map I've always enjoyed. Is it just me? I don't know. Comment below if you also love Peach Gardens, I guess. But this has always been a comfort map for me. It's always been a map that I've enjoyed racing on. I think it's a fun map to kind of master and get the drifts down with and know the best routes. But other than that, I don't know. I just have fun racing on it. I love avoiding the chain shops. I love the kind of peaceful scenery, but it's kind of ironic that with that, it also can get kind of chaotic since you're in this confined garden throwing a bunch of items at each other. It can go from a nice peaceful ride to something that is aggravatingly intense, and I love that. I also love the ending where if you have a mushroom you can trick off these things that are kind of like shortcuts and also trying to avoid the moles that are popping out of the ground. It's a fun map. It's one I've always enjoyed racing on, and it's one that I personally want to see in the Booster Course Pass. Number 8 is Dino Jungle. The theming for this map is great because who doesn't love jungles and who doesn't love dinosaurs? Dinosaurs in Mario Kart is something that has only been done in this map. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. But it's a beautiful map. It's one of the best maps from Double Dash in my opinion, and it's one that I would love to see. I love trying to get the item box in the beginning from this dinosaur that's stomping down at you. I love going on the bridge. I love in that cave section if you have a mushroom you can take that little shortcut which saves you a good amount of time. It's always a fun track to play. So Dino Jungle is definitely a map that I want to see come back in the Booster Course Pass. Number 7 is Daisy Cruiser, another great Double Dash track. This one nails the vibe of being on a cruise ship. I love driving by that pool and drifting down those steps and just seeing the ocean around you. It feels like you're on a cruise ship, that combined with the awesome music. I love the little section at the end where you can actually go under the cruise ship and you can shoot out of that, I don't even know what to call it, a pipe I guess? Number 6 is kind of a tie, because I couldn't decide which one I wanted to see more. It's a tie between Bowser Castle Wii and Bowser Castle N64. Probably both my favorite Bowser Castles of all time. I'll start with Bowser Castle Wii though. This one is an absolute classic. Like most Bowser's castles, it's intense. My favorite part about it though is that section where that Bowser statue is shooting fireballs out of its mouth directly at you. You have to avoid them by tricking off the sides of this like bridge. And I don't know, I just love this one. It's visceral, it's exciting. I love the ending where I've got hidden by the lava that's shooting up a few times, but it's fun to always trick off those. It's a great map, but Bowser Castle 64 is also an absolute classic. The thwomps in this one are more intense than I think I've ever seen them in any other map as they come directly at you, and it's always kind of scary. But I think the best part about this map is you feel like you're driving on the outside of this big castle in the middle of a bunch of lava. And it's one that they could maybe even add a bit more to in the DLC, maybe adding a few more obstacles in the outside sections. Both Bowser Castles are great though. I'd love to see either or. Number 5 is Waluigi Stadium, and I'm including the footage from the Wii version on here. It's originally from Double Dash, but I do like the Wii version better because of all the tricks you can do. And yeah, the tricks on this track are always satisfying, but I just want to include this track because it's a visceral track. It's very exciting. It's always really fun and high energy to play this track, and I think it would go really well with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's online lobbies. I love how you feel like you're actually riding in this elaborate dirt stadium. It does nail the vibe of a stadium very well, and I also love that section with the piranha plants kind of chewing up at you, but you can avoid them by tricking away from them, or tricking above them I should say. It's a very fun track overall, and it's one that I think needs to return. Number 4 is a track I think everyone loves. It's DK Summit. I know now we have Mount Wario and whatnot, and that's a great map, but back in the day this was the ultimate winter theme map in my opinion, or kind of skiing theme mapped. I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. You get shot out of this cannon, then all of a sudden you're up in the snowy mountains, try to fight your way for some item boxes, and it's always a really fun time. I love the shortcut you can take. It's always very satisfying when you can get that. And obviously tricking at the end along with the shy guys skiing with you is always a good time. It's a great map. It's one that needs to return, and I'd much rather DK Summit return instead of DK Pass. Number 3 is Maka Wuhu. Now Wuhu Loop also could have been on here. That's another great track, and I'd love to see that one return also. But Maka Wuhu is one that I like just a little bit more. There's obviously various sections of this track I love, like racing by the castle, the cave section, racing up the mountains, seeing the sunset as you avoid the boulders. It's just exciting enough, but it's also a beautiful track. It looks gorgeous, and I'm sure with the remaster, it's going to be breathtaking. But it also includes one of my favorite parts in any Mario Kart 7 track, when you paraglide your way to the finish and you see that beautiful sunset, and you can get an item box from, I think that's a platform where you can sword fight in Wii Sports Resort. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, you can get an item or a speed boost off that platform and race your way to the finish line, where a stadium is waiting to see you come in first place, because I always come in first place because I'm such a god gamer. Number 2 is Luigi's Mansion, one of the best tracks from DS. I know we have Twisted Mansion in Mario Kart 8, but you know, Luigi Mansion really walked, so Twisted Mansion could just sit there and do nothing. Yeah, that track ain't got nothing on this classic. It's just more interesting, and I think it nails that Haunted Mansion vibe just a little bit more. The inside section is brief but fun. I think where this track really shines is that outdoor section. It's way more interesting than Twisted Mansion. I love trying to drift past these trees that are alive and walking at you. You're trying to drift past these trees while you're also riding on dirt that's slowing you down, which is pretty evil. A good obstacle for sure. It's a classic map. It's one that I think needs to return. It would make all the fans happy. And I wish for the Booster Course Pass they did a Boo themed cup and they had Halloween related tracks. They could release it during Halloween. It'd be so fun. Banshee Walkway, Luigi's Mansion, a Bowser Castle or two, maybe SNES Ghost Valley 2. Just throwing out ideas, you know? Nintendo, you can take that idea if you want. Anyway, number 1 for me is a classic track from Double Dash that was brought back on the Wii. DK Mountain. What isn't there to love about DK Mountain? I think I love this track a little bit more than DK Summit, and that's why it's number 1 on my list. You start out taking these tight turns, making your way to this cannon, and then you got shot up into this volcano. You have to avoid these boulders shooting down at you, which I've obviously never been hit by because I'm a god gamer. And the section where you're just racing down this mountain in this jungle-themed area trying to get item boxes is intense. And there's obviously a really cool shortcut you can take that I wasn't talented enough today to attempt in this gameplay, but it is there, and it is very fun. And then obviously you have to race your way over this bridge and not fall off to the finish line. And this track is just always exciting. I love the theming of it because I love Donkey Kong, and Donkey Kong related tracks are amazing. I was considering putting DK Jungle Parkway on this list because that's another good map, but I think that DK Summit and DK Mountain are great maps, and DK Mountain's my number 1 for a track I want to see return in the Booster Course Pass. So, what tracks do you want to see return? Please comment below, and also subscribe for more Nintendo content.